Well, folks, church has to be connected to the vine to bear fruit, and vine is at the beginning, the center, and the dead end of church. Wow. That is a revelation from the living God. It is November 22nd, 2017 at 9:06 a.m. That is amazing. So the word church parallels branch. Jesus is the vine, but the church needs to be connected to the vine in order to bear fruit. Mind-blowingly, like no other word under the sun, vine equals 50 is at the very front, the very center, and the very back of the word church. And it's very glaring because church equals 61. You need to pop off 11 points to hit vine, which equals 50. Well, the only way, everybody say only, I love onlys. The only way to pop off 11 points from church is the famous CH, ch. Wow, and you're just in paradise satisfactionally. You can pop off the CH at the front, and the rest equals vine. You can pop the CH at the back, and the front equals vine, or you can pop off the CH at the bookends, and the dead center equals vine. So, Jesus is at the front, and the center, and the end of the church, which is his body, his tree, if you will. Now, the word branch mathematically parallels the word church, okay? They even sound the same. And of course, in the book of Revelation, the first couple chapters, Jesus, the vision is that Jesus is at the center of, like Jesus the vine is holding the 7 stars, and he's in the midst of the 7 golden lampstands, and he's at the center, metaphorically, of the 7 churches, which is ultimately his entire body of believers through all of world history. But this is the first time ever seen and understood by men. I was just lying on my bed in silence after recording all those videos. The last that are currently uploading on more research, 6677 is currently uploading more research on Vine. Actually, we're currently uploading 6673 is in the queue, and we're going to get through all the. And I was just lying on my bed in silence, just meditating on the words I just solved and thinking of new ones, you know, as the Lord led, and then church, okay? So that is a huge revelation. Amazing. And then when you talk about churches, then you get ES plus H adds to life, and it just keeps going. But that is so mind-blowing. So the church is the body of Christ. That's a miracle. That is an absolute. So what are those official 4 letters? This is official, folks. There are only 4 letters in church that add perfectly to vine. Okay, and the 4 letters are C-H-U-R. Okay, so let's do a quick comparison of those 4 letters with the letters V-I-N-E. This is the biggest gem of all time, because we all know how big the church is. Yeah, like the biggest organization, the biggest family in world history. And Jesus is the vine to which the church is connected by the means which the church has been the love of Jesus, the attributes of Jesus, the very expression of Jesus all throughout world history. So this is big terminology here. So C-H-U-R equals V-I-N-E. But now let's do a letter by letter walkthrough. Okay, so church equals vine. So how do we want to compare these two? Well, you could do the simple thing and compare like the lowest value letters and the next value letters and the next. So I see that for example, a C differs from an E by only 2 points, and then an I differs from an H by only a single point, and then a V differs from a U by only a single point, and then an N differs from an R by 4 points. Okay, so pretty close offsets there. What else can I see here? I really like centrality, so I'm going to put the word vine directly on top of the word church, right over the center of it. Because as people make artwork of this, that's the most satisfying thing to do in my opinion. Put the word vine, direct center over top of the letters church, and U and R. Hmm. It's fascinating. What's really amazing, there's not a lot of equivalences, but that's how the numbers... Fascinating. Sorry about the zoom, folks. I don't know why. Maybe it's the background teal color and the lighting and all that. Who knows? But vine. It is so amazing. Vine at the center of church, the front of church, and the back of church. You'll never see CHs the same ever again. It behooves you. So, I think that was the coolest offset I see. The V differs from an R by 4. E by 2, I from H by 1. The V differs from a U by a single point. And then the I, I think I'm going to get something here. And then the H is also 1 point higher than an I. Okay. And then, oh no, the V was 1 point higher than, the V and the I are both a single point higher than the H and the U, and then the E is 2 points higher than a C, and then the N and the R do the reverse, do the 4 points offset in reverse. But other than that, there is not a lot of equivalences, which is fine. That's just the way it is. But amazing. Yeah, and then the word church, very obviously, very dramatically parallels branch. Same number of letters, they both end in CH, both start with a +1 and letter divides by 3, middle divides by 3. It's very glaring, both parallel father. But that is amazing, how the vine is at the dead center of the word church. And of course, another title of Christ that equals 50 is lion, and the words, other famous words that equal that are wind and open. Okay, the wind of the Spirit, and talk about an open church. The church is always open. Church is a group of people. The church is not a building. Man, it makes me want to find vine in the word family, because the church is a family. We are the family of God. So can you find vine and family? Yes, you can. One way, the MLI, and that leaves behind 16 points. It's amazing. Ay. Ooh, that's cool. The word families, just like the word church, begins with vine perfectly, 50. Family with the I, they're families. In fact, families equals Jesus, equals great I am, and it starts with vine. And as you slow down and look at those letters, I do see some good correspondence. I see the AMI as I am, like the IN near the center of vine. Okay, yeah, I see that. I mean, God has a very large family tree. It's interesting to find this name of Christ's vine and all of it. But that is a huge revelation from the Lord. Got to write that one down. So that's worth big points. So vine at front, back, and center of church. Because Jesus is the vine from which the church, began and is still to this day connected, by means which he has built his kingdom and continues to do so. Whoa. Huge. So Jesus is the vine. Amazing. That is too obvious for words, which is why we use numbers. Vine has the dead chur. Sure. Sure. Church is such a unique word. Church. Vine. 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 It's so beautiful. It's just like the vine at the front. I love the fact that there's three. Like, think it's a trinity. It's like there's 50 at the front, 50 at the back, 50 in the center. Father, Son, Holy Ghost. I am the vine. Ye are the branches. Who is Jesus talking to when he said that? His disciples, the church. Like, you know. Okay, other details I want to... Jesus, there's so much gold here. Peter. There's so much gold. Now I'm looking at the word rock. See, rock parallels vine. It's perfectly 3 points less than vine. Parallels Christ, of course. It's amazing. Jesus is the vine. Church parallels branch. I can't resist looking at other words like cross. You know, cross equals Jesus, but can you find? Can't find a 50 in there. I'm just studying other words now, like resurrection and finding vine, and Jesus said, "I am the resurrection and the life." Yeah, the life is vine plus bonus 15. 1, heli. That's huge, so the church. I am the vine. John chapter 15, I am the true vine. So Jesus is speaking to his disciples. This begins in John 14. Or he just finishes. Yeah, he's speaking to his disciples. So this is at the Last Supper, in fact. Yeah, this is so. It's important to always remember who Jesus is speaking the red letters to that we read in the Bible. And in John chapter 14, through the whole sequence, he's speaking to the 12 disciples. There's only 12. There's only 13 people in the room. It's profound. So Jesus is speaking to the beginning church. This is just over 2,000. This is around 2,000 years ago. You know. And this is so. And I'm looking at John chapter 15, where Jesus says, "I am the true vine." But now what's amazing is Jesus always mathematically, you study it always mathematically gives glory to the Father. Everything Jesus has. So immediately Jesus says, "My Father is greater than I am." Jesus says, my Father is in a position of authority above me. Jesus says, "I am the true vine. My Father is the vine dresser, the husbandman. He's the one who's in control. He's the dictator. I am the obedient one." Like, but I marvel at how glaring the vine is at the front and the center and the back of the word church mathematically. Bang. I can use code right now. Watch this. I'm not joking. I have the code right now to find every single English word. I mean, we already did it that has 50 at the dead center, but I'll bet you anything if I use my code, if finds value at center 50, and I'll bet you, I wouldn't be surprised if church was the only word in the English language that you find 50 at the front, center, and back, to the glory of Jesus, the vine. But we'll confirm it right now. I kid you not. I have an exhaustive English dictionary, and we're going to do it right now. Right now, I'm executing the code that is going to go through all English words, and it's going to reveal to me right? Just finishing off the code here. Da, 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 da. Find value up front. What am I missing? Am I seriously missing a... I believe I may just have an extra bracket or something. Find value center. Oh, maybe I don't. Maybe this is a non-existent function. Oh, maybe I don't actually have that function existing. Wait for it. What's going on here? We're very close. Hold on, folks. Don't go away. Oh, I see. Okay. I need an extra function argument in this one, dude. Well, what is probably gonna... I mean, there are... What we will... What we will... What is going on now? Okay, almost there. What? So close, people. Just syntax stuff. Done. Okay, it's going. So I'm finding all English words that start with 50, have 50 at the center, and end with 50, to the glory of the vine. Vine equals 50. Oh, what do you know? There is a handful. There's about 24. Authorizes. Okay, church is staring me in the face. Conflicting, decounting, demineralizes diagonally, discounting generally, graphically, handwriting. Handwriting. That's a beautiful one. Ooh, man, think about how, like, handwriting is the most beautiful, fast way for the human hand to share truth and love and the words of Jesus with other people. That's extremely beautiful. The handwriting starts with vine, has vine at the center, and ends in vine. And that's glaring because remember, writing, the word writing, oh, this is so... really? That's amazing. That's a miracle. That's a miracle. Handwriting. The word hand needs a W to make 50. Perfect. And then WRI equals 50. And then ting equals 50. Handwriting. Vine. And you know how a vine is swirly? A vine is curvy. Waviness contains the word vine in order. Curviness contains V-I-N-E in order, the word. A vine is swirly. Like a vine with grapes on it is swirly, and that's what handwriting is. It swirls. It's the vine. Jesus is the vine. Jesus is the word. When you write a love note to someone, you are delivering to them the love of Jesus. You are delivering them the truth. It might be the salvation. It might be the gospel message written in handwriting. Okay? Jesus said, I am the vine, you are the branches. When I write a love note to someone, I am literally an extension of Jesus Christ feeding whoever receives it. I love it. Handwriting. Vine, vine, vine. Oh yeah. Okay. Landfalls, lexicographically, lowlands. I kid you not, some of these are just fairly ordinary words, but God is sovereign over everything. Luncheonette, mainlands, notating. Notating. Sounds kind of like handwriting. Nucleating, pallidly, pre-approval, or pro-approval. Not a lot of them are as famous, though. Rehardened. Revere. Ooh, that's a big one. Who do we revere? You revere the vine, Jesus Christ, the great I am. That's beautiful. Revere, that's beautiful. In fact, revere equals I am vine. Bang, bang. Revere is now a very exceptional word. I am vine. I am vine. or I am vine. Huge titles of Christ. Revere. Who do you revere? Christ. Revere. That's loaded. It's also the beginning of the word reverend. The Right Reverend Jones, we say. Shrewder. Similitude. Slenderizes. Technically speaking, technically has 50-50. Wafting. Smell wafting from the vine. But if I was to pick the most famous of these words, definitely church is the number one. That's the one I received from the Lord while waiting. Authorizes. So it's funny that generally and technically both are on this list. Graphically. Because yeah, it's that A-L-L-Y and ally or ally. An ally. Jesus is your ally. Ally equals vine. I think it was graphically. Handwriting is beautiful. And I see, we knew that writing was obvious. This to me is so obvious. This is a big standout on this revelation. Because the word writing, we got this revelation earlier, ends in ting, which is vine. 50, and it was glaring because the TG is the bookends vine and the IN is the center vine. So ting, 50. WRI, 50. Writing, vine, vine. All writing that is of the truth serves Jesus Christ, who is the vine. Okay? And then put the word hand in front of it to bring it personal. The human body, handwriting. From the dawn of time, handwriting. The word hand is 27. It needs a W, 23, to make it 50 points, which equals vine. Hand, W, there's your 50, WR. Dead front, 50. Dead center, 50, WRI. Dead back, 50. Vine, vine, vine. Jesus, the vine, in all handwriting. And then, of course, a vine is swirly. Like grapevines, they're very curvy, and they even swirl like this. And that's what English handwriting is. Just swirly. And words, handwritten words, feed people. Feed. I love it. Ink equals 1. So that's a big gem, handwriting. Landfalls. What's the running definition of a landfall? I know what a landfill is, but what's the running definition of a landfall? See, this is the kind of patience. This is what a researcher does. This is what scientists do. We sit and we study until we get our fill. A landfall is an arrival at land. Ooh, this is bigger than I thought. Is an arrival at land on a sea or air journey. Or it's also a collapse of a mass of land, especially one that blocks a route. Either definition is big. You know, God is sovereign over landfalls and avalanches. So the fact that you've got Jesus' name vine at the front, back, and center, amazing. That's crazy because the word falls equals. Oh, now you can solve all waterfalls. Oh, see, did you guys go see the falls? When people talk, yeah, we saw the falls. Falls equals vine. Okay? And of course, waterfalls provide life-giving water, and just like the vine, and now I gotta solve other words like river and all this. Oh my gosh. River is glaring. It's got vine at the bookends, and then the V is the 22 bonus. A river is like the very expression of a vine. So yeah, the ER in river. Oh, it's just too obvious. The ER in river equals the dead center of vine, and the RI at the front is the bookends of vine. Okay. It just keeps coming. So falls equals vine. The water falls. You're just like, yay. Lowlands. That's fascinating. That's amazing. Lowlands. This is crazy because the lowlands is where the water is. And the vine is Jesus nourishes us. The vine is our source of nourishment. Primarily water. Like what flows through a vine? Mostly water. Words are like water. That was a word from the Lord. If you want to nourish your soul, you got to eat up words and drink up words like water. And learn new ones and study the snot of them. And speak them. Okay, but lowlands. This is amazing. The word low equals vine. Okay? That's where all the water is. It's down low. It's in the valleys. It's in the ravines. It's in the rivers. The word ravine ends in vine. Like, so low, it's amazingly low equals vine, high equals life. But, and then lands, like all the lands of the world, equals vine as well. Now, if you slow down and do letter for letter comparison, you'll be satisfied. Like the W equals IN, LO equals CVE, and the same thing with lands. You can get the LAN. I mean, the word lands and the word low are mathematically identical in order. You've got 12 for the L, O for the 15, or A plus 14 is AN for the 15 lands, and then W equals DS. Like low equals lands, like the lowlands. Well, low equals vine, lands equals vine. What are we interested in the lowlands? And then amazingly, the dead center of that, put those two together, the W plus the LAN, of course, equals another 50. So, what's the message? The water, the nourishment through the vine, Jesus Christ. Water exists in the lowlands. So what's the running definition of lowland? Well, I basically gave you a really good one. It's the place where you find water. Let's not kid ourselves. The reason it's called lowland is because its elevation above sea level is low. It's like, it's closer to the water. And that's where most people live, is close to the water. Okay, so, yeah, a low-lying country. Now there's actually the lowlands of Scotland, lying south and east of the highlands. Amazing. So the highlands, remember high is life, and lands equals vine. That's so cool. So the lowlands. All right. Amazing. So if you're thirsty in this world, you need to come into the church of Jesus Christ. You need to get grafted into the vine. The waters in the lowlands. Amazing. Many people gather together with other believers, for soul water. So it's amazing to me how the word lowlands has vine, 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 just like the word church has vine, vine, vine. Verse comes from Jesus said, where 2 or 3 are gathered, there am I, the vine, in the midst of them. Isn't that amazing? So when 2 or 3 believers gather together, there's something special. Jesus said, I'm in the midst of them. I believe that word midst, properly translated, means like dead center. Like, the vine is in the dead center of branches going out from all directions. It's very interesting to me. And just based on my mathematical findings that we see vine at the center of church and at the front and at the back, it's this picture of like Jesus the vine is in the very center of a surrounding, like the left, the front, the back, the right, the vine is in the center. Jesus, the vine, who is God. So you go to the lowlands to find water. You go to church to find spiritual water. Mainlands does the same thing. It's just handwriting was a beautiful one though. I gotta write this stuff down. So, handwriting. Don't lose your handwriting, folks. Practice it as much as you can. So handwriting is just like the word notating. Notating. You're listening, taking notes from Jesus. Notating. Notate. So nota. Ay, ay, ay. That is phenomenal. Look at the notating. Look at the word notating. It's like, what's the running definition of notating? Taking notes on something, right? Yeah, to write something. Oh, and they say typically music in notation. I'd forgotten about that. Notating, to write something in notation. Sounds like a lot like Gematria, though. Like a notation is a series of symbols or written symbols used to represent numbers, elements, something. Like an alphabet is a notation. Code. Notating. But what's amazing to me, 4 letters at the front, vine. 4 letters at the center, vine. 4 letters at the back, vine. And how many letters is vine? 4. I'm in love with the word notating all of a sudden. Apparently I'm taking notes on all this. And I'm notating at will, to the glory of God. We need more people in this world that are notating. We'd all be smarter, we'd all be more worshipful. Above all, we'd all be pleasing God more, and blessing flows like the Gahijis when that happens. That is shocking. Notating. Mike, think about that. Mozart, Bach, Strauss, all the great Handel, all the great musicians, notating, also known as handwriting, to the glory of the vine, Jesus Christ. Notating and handwriting. Phenomenal. I'm seeing new words. I don't even know what the word pallidly means. It would behoove us to spend a few seconds, even if it's, yeah, it's pretty obscure. Lacking color. A pale complexion. Nucleating. What could nucleating mean? To nucleate, to form a nucleus. Ooh. Well. The church. The body of believers is essentially nucleating around the vine, Christ. To nucleate is to form around a central area, a nucleated village. To form a nucleus. That's cool. Wow. It's phenomenal. Nucleating. The vine is the center. Jesus is the center. The ever-growing body of believers on planet Earth is nucleating around this one vine, Jesus Christ. So vine mathematically is at the center and front and back of nucleating. So there's this concept of a gathering around this central vine, nucleating. Pro-approval, re-hardened, revere, that was a huge one. Shrewder, similitude, slenderizes, technically. Everyone loves the word technically, because you can use it everywhere. Technically, as long as there's numbers involved. Technically, the word technically glorifies Jesus, the vine. And then who is your ally is okay, so that's a huge list. Now I'm gonna quickly show you I'm gonna look at a list of all words that equal vine in English, like just bang, like they equal 50. I know the word lion is one of them. It's probably gonna be a lot. I don't know if this is a long list. I don't think, I might just scan. Yeah, it's at least a couple hundred, but maybe I can do a quick, just famous words. Just it's admire. Who do we admire? the vine. And can we construct? Yes. From the letters of admire, you can perfectly build V-I-N-E mathematically. Done. Who do I admire? Well, the vine. Well, who's the vine? Jesus Christ said he's the vine. The word admire belongs to the vine. Who is Jesus? Done. The word after, the word afford. Really? When you sneeze, achoo. Achoo equals vine. Who knew? Whoa. I really just got a thought from the Holy Ghost that vine is at the center of the word sneeze. Yeah, do it. NEE is 24 and Z is 26. Add those together, you get 50. That equals vine. And then the bookends equals 24, which keeps the party going. So vine is at the center of the word sneeze. And then when you say, achoo, achoo, spell that, and that equals vine. Now, why would a sneeze, why would God ordain his name vine to be in the center of this word sneeze? Well, first of all, it's coming out of your mouth, the center of you, the place where words come out. And it is a sound, achoo. It's an actual word that comes out, achoo. No matter what language you speak, it's always achoo. That equals vine. It's God's way of saying, you're made in my image. Your spirit is born to be connected to the vine. Out of your mouth will flow rivers of living water. Like, Jesus is the word. Your mouth, the word mouth parallels vine. So, that's crazy. I'm like, now that we have the, okay. So, achoo, when you sneeze, achoo equals vine. And sneeze has vine at center and parallels vine. So, every time someone sneezes, you can say, thank you for glorifying Jesus, who is the vine. Yep. Oh, by the way, the word sneeze equals Jesus. Forgot to mention. So, the word sneeze, by the way, please equals Father. So, if you say sneeze, please, that's Jesus, Father, perfectly. Could someone please sneeze? You've just said Father, Jesus. Can you please sneeze? If I, okay. So sneeze equals Jesus. This is what babies do all day long. They sneeze to the glory of Jesus. Sneeze equals Jesus, has vine at the dead center. Achoo equals vine. This one name vine is just giving it to me. And it should, because vine is the expression of Jesus being our satisfier. Now, I always like to slow down. So an AH equals an I. And then more correlation there. NH. Okay, there's a lot of cool stuff in there. I would take the HO equals the IN, and then the rest equals the V in achoo. That was profound, as always. Oh my gosh, apple. The most famous fruit of all. Apple equals vine. The fruit is on the vine, the apple. Okay, one word at a time. So we just came off of achoo. Jesus is your ally, the vine. America. The United States of vine. Wow. Jesus is the vine. There you go, America. There's a big gem for you. America equals vine. And I'll betcha we can find every component of V-I-N-E mathematically in the great America. I live in Canada. I'm a part of North America. Don't mind if I do. So, yeah, I already did it. Listen to this. This is in the history books now. An I is an I. An AM equals an N. An E is an E. And then an RCA equals a V. Done. America equals vine. To the glory of Jesus Christ, who is the vine. Now, America also flawlessly in its construction, parallels Jesus perfectly. You got the 3 plus 1s, the 1 plus 2, the rest of the letters divided by 3. AMA, 3 plus 1s, E plus 2, RIC divided by 3, America, you can feel it on your lips, parallels Jesus. America, the plus 1s front and back, Jesus plus 1s, enough said. But America equals vine. And if we study modern history books, of course, Jesus said, I am the vine. A vine is something that gives to the rest of the world. The vine is the source. The vine is the primary giver, the primary outflow, the primary channel by which the whole world is blessed. And we know that God has used North America, and in particular the United States of America, to be the vine, as it were. Like, there are more Christians in the USA than most countries on planet Earth, and certainly more wealth and more technology. And we are called, America is called to be the vine towards the hurting world. We are called to be the outflow of Christ to the world. America equals vine. America is called to be the vine of the world, the supply of the world, the nourishment of the world. A vine supplies, a vine provides, a vine nourishes. And America, more than any other continent, I'll say North America, you know, can include South America, we've just taken half the world in this one word, America, to be a blessing to the nations. You know, I think of America giving what it has to support an organization like Gospel for Asia and to reach the lost in India and in the 1040 window. America equals vine. That is colossal. That is absolutely colossal. I told you this word vine has unlocked a huge, huge keyhole that is just pouring forth the treasure houses. Okay. So America is on the table, and it's been spoken on the lips of men. Glory to God. America equals vine. 9:48 a.m. Wednesday, November 22nd, 2017. Derek Leonard Reinhardt QB speaking in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. Let's keep going. So ally. God is your ally. Amazed equals vine. It's not about any one person. It's about the glory of God. Ally, of course, we know that. 24. So who is your ally? The vine. Among, analog, Angola. There's a country name that equals vine. Animal. Animal equals vine. And how many animals feed on the vine? You know, apple equals vine. Audio, away. Audio is vine. That's how people get fed the truth. Baller. Baths, beckon, bitch, bells. The bells, the church bells. You know, think about how the church, we know that vine is at the center of church. Think about how God ordained church bells to call people to gather together so that He would enjoy spiritual, you know, just communion. You'll never be the same once you get this revelation. Biblical. Biblical vine. A bridle, a vine, a bush. Bush equals vine. Burning bush. Career. That's cool. Oh my gosh, career. The vine is my career. Career equals vine, and the dead center is equal. Let that sink in. Your career is Jesus Christ. You have been lied to by the devil. You have been lied to by other humans. You have been lied to. You think your career. You have thought in the past that your career is something or someone other than Jesus Christ. If you study the math on this word career, you will have your eyes opened. The word career has I am, God's great title, I am at the dead center. R-E, just like vine, I-N. Okay, now the R and the I both divided by 3, being 9, double 9. The E and the N are both offset by 9 in the opposite direction. Very famous. And then the bookends divide by 3. The next letters divide by 3 in career and in vine. The bookends of career equal the bookends in vine. Jesus is the vine. I'm here to tell you, by God Almighty, Jesus is your career. The names of Christ are your career. The vine is your career. Talking about Him is your career. Writing about Him is your career. Broadcasting Him is your career. Telling other people about Him is your career. Praying to Him is your career. Seeking Him is your career. Studying His words is your career. And spreading His love to the world is your career. Okay? The devil is lying to you. Anything other than Jesus Christ, like Jesus Christ is your career. Loving God. That's profound. This is just handing it to me. Cheetah. Cheetah is still like my favorite animal. Cheetah equals vine. This is just profound. And you can easily find all the components in there. Just church, the biggest one of all. Chose. Circle. These are some of the biggest words in history. Like, the circle is like, you know, let there be light, the sun. Circle equals vine. And globe is vine minus 9. Man. Circle, good night. Ends in E, has an I in the same, the I and the E in circle are in the same spots as vine. And then the VN is 36, and you get the two 18s in circle. Circle equals vine. Okay, we gotta slow down a bit here. Why would circle equals vine, other than the fact that Christ is taking the glory for everything under the sun? Well, a vine is technically a circle. It's a tube. It just elongates. I bet you we could find the word vine in cylinder after this. In fact, does not the word cylinder contain the letters circle? It's missing one C, excuse me. But I'll bet you can still find the 50. I'm very sure of it, very confident. A cleric equals vine. A cleric equals vine. A cleric is a leader of the church that is connected to the vine. And the center of cleric is the center of vine. This is the biggest floodgate of all time. The gold is in the streets. The water is up to my neck and overflowing my head. Circle, city, clank, clade, cleated, cleric, clift. A clinic is flawless for vine. Think about every health clinic on planet Earth. You can either go to the clinic or you can go to the cleric to get healed. Well, both of them equal vine, with the dead center of cleric equaling the dead center of clinic equaling the dead center of vine. It's all through Jesus. You can go to the clinic where there's a Christian doctor. You can go to the cleric where there's a Christian man and he'll lay hands on you and you'll get healed. You're going to the vine. You're going to Jesus Christ. You can go to the clinic or you can go to the cleric. Jesus is your cleric. Jesus is your clinic. Just go straight to the vine. Just even call upon that name vine right now. Start using his name vine in prayer, saying, Dear vine, Jesus Christ. Dear divine vine, Jesus Christ. I call upon you right now for my healing, my redemption, my salvation, my healing, the healing of my body. Call upon the vine right now. I encourage you to start using the different titles of Jesus in prayer. And he'll like it. Trust me, he will. How does a scar heal? Oh, with a clot. Well, clot equals vine. I'm staring at the glory. Coals in the fire. Coals equals vine. That's a big one. How does a fire fuel? Well, by means of the coals. How does a vine? Coals equals vine. I'm just getting handed this. Furthermore, the I am in coals is in a trifork, just like it's in the center of vine. The coals provide the fuel for the fire. The vine provides the nourishment for the plant. Jesus is the coals. Gee, I'm in love with 50s here. A colt. Jesus rode into town riding on a donkey. So the great vine rides in on a colt, which equals vine. And the bookends come into the center, and that goes out, and it's symmetrical. Jesus rides in on a vine. Corn equals vine. Corn is another word for a country's staple food supply. This is the kahuna. I'm going to run out of memory chip. We're just so loaded here. Dunk. Oh yeah, the dunk in basketball. Anyways. Easy. Enamel. Aha. Tooth enamel. Aha. Enamel. Falls. Fight. Fork. The most important item for like eating food. Fork equals vine. So the fruit comes from the vine, and you... Hey. The gold is in the streets.